With the core committee on the Naga political issue coming up with a crucial resolution to give a last push for a breakthrough in talks, will the core committee push for a deadline as far as conclusion of the peace talks is concerned? Well, all eyes will be on the extremely significant and by far the most important meeting of the core committee on the Naga political issue in Kohima tomorrow. The meeting is scheduled to start at 10:30 a.m. Significantly, speaking to Northeast Live Editor-in-Chief Wasbir Hussain on the show Northeast Tonight, ahead of the core committee meeting, UDA co-chairman and senior NPF leader Azo Nienu said that the core committee may come up with a resolution to give a last push for a big breakthrough in the peace talks. And not just this, stating that the talks cannot go on endlessly, Nienu indicated that the core committee may consider coming up with a deadline for the conclusion of talks.
Mr. Azo Nienu, now you see the core committee, all the political parties in Nagaland have decided to form an opposition-less government in a bid to facilitate. Now you have formed a core committee. Core committee is meeting day after tomorrow in Kohima. Now what will be the stand of the core committee?
Firstly, let me come to your previous question. You see, Naga political issue or problem is a political issue. And so therefore, if a politician is involved, it will be much better instead of a bureaucrat or an ex-military man or an ex-policeman, number one. Number two, core committee will be sitting on 16th, 10:30. And we might be, I have not read the minds of other members because previously I have already missed one very important meeting. But we might come up with a certain resolution to give a last push or make a big breakthrough to the Naga political talks.
Now, Mr. Nienu, is the core committee, do you think, what is the sense you are getting? Do you think the core committee this time is going to set a deadline? Or do you think the core committee this time is to come up with the idea to tell the government of India as well as the negotiators from the Naga leaders' side to fix a certain time frame for resolution of the peace talks?
Yeah, I think that is a rough idea, what you have already said, that we might come with that line.
Now, we
might come up.
This may be a big breaking story day after tomorrow, that the core committee may come up with the idea that the government of India, the NSC and IM and the NNPGs, they have to fix a time frame within which to resolve the differences and sign a possible Naga peace accord.
And while there is a growing demand for solution at the earliest, not all Naga civil society and traditional bodies seem to be in favor of setting a deadline for the conclusion of talks. Naga Hoho General Secretary Elu Endang, who was also present on the show, is of the view that a time frame cannot be put for the conclusion of talks, as that may amount to a precondition. Endang added that permanent solution cannot come with an imposed agreement.
Mr. Elu Endang, you have heard Mr. Azo Nienu indicating that the core committee in its meeting day after tomorrow may come up with a suggestion to the government of India and the Naga groups, that is the NSC and IM and the NNPGs, that they should fix a time frame or a deadline within which to solve their differences and possibly sign a Naga accord. Do you think that can be worked on? Do you think that is workable?
Wasbir, if we look back at the negotiation process, it all started with mutually agreed points that the negotiation will be without preconditions. And therefore, I don't see any practicality if any of the groups place a time frame, because just the recent 2019 31st October we have experienced.
So Mr. Eluendang, my direct question to you, you think that means, do you think that the talks should go on indefinitely until and unless the NSA and IM agrees to the solution? Are you saying that?
See, it is a negotiation. We don't want the process to keep on forever. There has to be a meeting point, of course, that we agree. But if we have to look for a permanent settlement or solution with an imposed agreement, I don't think that will last.
No,
So
how?
with a time frame, within time frame, if it can be agreed, nothing, no better than that.
No, okay,
But I don't believe that within time frame it will work out.
Yeah, but you are regarding the time frame also as a precondition, is it?
Yes.
So, Mr.
Because
Nienu,
within certain parameter,
right?
if we have to come, that amounts to imposition.